Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to show you guys how to properly document your data analytics projects on GitHub using one of my Power BI projects as an example. So as a beginner data analyst, you may be wondering, why does documentation matter? And the truth is, recruiters don't download Power BI files. They do not download PBIX files. What they do is rather they skim through GitHub repos, and so a good README tells a story behind your work. And documentation can take your average projects to professional. So this is the final result you are aiming for: a README file that contains a README file that contains a summary of your project. So as you can see, this is my NSMQ dashboard analysis that I made some time back, and today I'm going to use it to show you guys how to make your README files also look like that. And here you can see the project objectives, the main KPIs, the project's process, whatever I did when building the project. Here is a screenshot of the entire project, what the dashboard looks like. As you can see, beautiful. And then these are some of the DAX measures I used in making the projects. Yeah, then your key insights as a data analyst. What is the point of analyzing data if you can't get insights? Then the conclusions and recommendation. After getting your insights, what do you conclude upon, and what are you recommending be done with the insights you have generated? Yeah, and then I put a link in there to interact with the dashboard. This will take you to the official Microsoft Power BI web page where you can browse through the project. I won't be doing that now, but and then yeah, I have a LinkedIn, and then I've linked my LinkedIn there, and then as well as my so yeah, you can connect with me on LinkedIn as well as Twitter, or X as it's known these days. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so to begin with, we are going to create a new repository. So yes, before you begin anything, you would have to create a repository. So you click on new repository in your GitHub, and then you give it a name. I'm going to call this NSMQ Git tutorial. Yeah. And then you leave everything as is. Should you want your video to be made public, choose public, otherwise private. And then you create the repository. Alright, so yes, now that you have your repository, you'd have to create a README file. Alright, so now we are going to go ahead and create our README file. Yes, so this would be our header, and then the command that we issue here determines what we will see at the end. So a hash is used to increase the header. So the more the number of hash, the smaller the heading looks like. So one hash will give you a big heading, whereas 2 hashes will give you a smaller header. You see? So the more the number of hash keys, the smaller the size of the header. Alright, let's get started now. Now, let's get rid of this. Alright, so now we have our title. The next is to add the image that you want. So here we are going to add the NSMQ logo. But before that, you would have to have dropped all your files in GitHub, the project files. So this is the file that contains all the images that I would use. So if you haven't, you create a file in GitHub and then drop all the images you'll be using there. So the links that I'll be pulling will be coming from this particular image source. Okay, since we got that, let's go ahead quickly and add new stuff. So in order to add an image, you would need two things. The first is the tag that calls the image, and this is how to call the image. So you give the image a name, no square brackets, and then you open it, and then so after that you paste the link of the image you want to add. So what you would do is that you come back here and you go into the projects folder that you have dropped, and then you would copy this particular image if that is what you want. So you just copy that link, and then you come back here after calling the image tag, and then you repeat that link, and then you close the brackets, and then you commit changes to see what you have done. And there you have it. As you can see, we now have the logo of the NSMQ. So we continue. Let's clear this box from here. So after the logo comes a little bit of description, which is a description. So you quickly then just copy that. But you just quickly type that in there. So let's just description of the project. So we commit the change. Boom. Now you have the description right there. So this is how it normally goes. There are some that you need tags, for example, headers and images. So you need to use this tag and then copy the link and then post it in there. But normally the rest are straightforward. Okay, so next we have project objective. So you just give it 2 because we only want one big, very big title, and the rest should be a little bit smaller. So the 2 hashes and we project objective. There we go. So what is the project objective that we are talking about? To analyze NSMQ data from the 1/8 stage upwards and uncover insights on. So I'm just quickly going to copy that, and then I'll paste it here. Now here is where it gets tricky. For bullets, in order to represent bullets, we have to use a dash. So dashes represent bullets in that. So this is a bullet. It will be rendered as a bullet. So what's our first point? Which schools and regions dominate the competition? we quickly add that in there, and then we commit to see what we have done. You see, we have our bullets there. So we'll quickly do the same for the rest. Alright, so let's commit to see what we have done. Now, we have a bullet points that summarizing the project depth. So next on the list is the main API. So once again, we repeat the same process we have done so far. Main API. And then we start a bullet point. Alright, so that is also done. Let's connect the changes and see how it looks. There we go. We have our main API down. So next on the list is the project processes. And here, as you can see, we are going 3 levels down. So let's see how we can quickly do that. So first we need the header, usual double space, project process. Alright, so here's where it gets interesting. So first we have to go. So first we have the number. So okay, this number. So one, we have that. And then if you notice, these are emboldened. So to embolden them, we put them in here. Data cleanup and prep. So then we could put that. So you guys would be typing the but already mine. I'm copying and pasting. And then we make the bullet point. So like I already did before, we make bullet point. And that should be handled now with replacement. For example, no none other. Do that. Okay. So let's comment and see what we have done. See? Like we did, like it's in the other. So we number, the embolden, and then we make the bullet. So let's do them quickly for the rest. So next is number 2, and that will be, don't forget the embolden data modeler. I did some data modeling when working on the project. and then we make the boot like we did. So I apply some tax measures. Net structure calculations for school dominance, gender breakdown, and competitiveness. Okay, so move on to number 3, which would be the visualization design. Oh, see, forgot the embolden. Alright, so now that that's done, let's comment and see what we have done so far. Okay. And as you can see, it's coming out along perfectly. So next is to add a screenshot of the project you have worked on. So once again, first of all, we will need the heading. So data visualization. Don't forget to put spacing there. And then we call the image tag, which is the, we'll say that we say dash or dashboard, and then we open the bracket, and then we paste the link that we are going to copy, and then we paste the link that we are going to copy from the folder. All right. Alright, so copy, paste the folder, and we close the bracket. So see, yes, we just comment the things. And there we have it. Our visualization dashboard is in there. Alright, so after that, the next is add dash measure. So we follow the same procedure we use at the dashboard visualization at the end, the dash measure. So dash measure, and then we call it tag. So on in the bracket, and then we pull the length of the picture in the dark image. Alright, so now that we have that, let's click on it to see. As you can see, we have our dark measure. Okay, something happened here. Let's fix that. Good. There we have it. So next is to add your insight. So, like I've done before, we have to heading. Key insight. And we give the bullet. One thing though, you can see that the first point, which is the full dominance, is unbolded rather than just. To accomplish that, we use the same thing with this, and we are moving here. Now here, it is going on one line. So we have full dominance, we put it directly. So we embolden full dominance, and then we put in the rest of the information in there. Let's commit and see the changes. There you go. So we quickly repeat the same process for the rest. Alright, so next we have conclusions and recommendations. So whatever we have done so far, we just quickly do it. So I'll keep these parts. But the next most important thing is how to add the link to the README files. So I'll be moving to that, and first we will need the heading. So let me copy and paste it in there, and then so we will need to, when you look at the link, it says click here to interactive dashboard. That is the writing we've done, and then we embed the link behind it. So first of all, this is how you create the link in there. Click here to interact with the dashboard. Alright, and then we open the bracket. So here you will paste the link to your dashboard wherever you're hosting it. So here, since I'm hosting it on Power BI service, I just paste the link to that particular dashboard, and then I close the brackets, and then I don't forget the closing golden tag. So this will then create the link that says click here to interact. Okay? You can click to interact with the dashboard, and as proof that it works, let's click it. As you can see, the link is working perfectly. This is the dashboard that I worked on. Alright, let's go back. Alright, let's go back. So now we have the link to interact. So now you have everything you would need to continue from here, how to insert the images, how to create bullet points, how to create headers. So in order to do same, you just create the header for the connect with me, and then you post the link in the start with this. So I'm going to leave it like this. So yeah, I'm going to leave you guys there, and then leave the rest up to you guys. You guys continue from where you are, and when you are done, you could push your links, your GitHub to the comments. I'll check them out and see. If you guys also have any questions, you can also ask in the comments. Alright, so at first we had this where nothing was showing. And now we had this, which is way better. So yeah, that brings us to the end of today's video, and as usual, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and share it to your data analyst friends as well who may be interested. And I will see you guys at the next video.